let's get started. So today we're going to be talking about 15 video strategies to build local authority in your community and in your farm. So we'll explain what this is all about and we'll jump right into it as well. So let's just go. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day. If you're watching this pre-recorded, thank you for taking the time out of your day as well to go back and watch this. I'm going to share a bit about what we're going to talk about today, and then we'll get to know a bit about you guys and a bit about myself as well. So we're going to share what the goal is for this training. We're going to share why video matters and why it's so important for agents. We'll talk about 10 reasons why you should be using video in your business. We'll talk about overcoming the fear of video, why farming or what farming really means. We'll talk about the CPR framework and how that all ties in and the scope method. And then we'll talk about the 15 video strategies. And then we'll have a Q&A at the end as well. So if you have questions, feel free to ask them as well. But I would say, please mute yourself because it's a webinar style. You don't need to worry about that. But if you have questions, drop them in the chat. If there's anything pressing, put your hand up. We'll try to answer it. I try to answer any questions that are like brewing at the end. We'll go through and just kind of blitz them all. But if there's anything you really want answered, we'll be happy to go through that as well. I know there will be a replay being sent out as well. So keep an eye open for that. Now, I'm going to ask some questions, so hopefully we can get some participation. So can I get everyone's commitment to participate today? If you want to drop in the chat, just say yes. If you don't want to participate, you can say no, and that kind of is participating. So if you want to participate, I'd love to see people participating because we're going to ask some questions and hopefully get some interaction with you as well. So yes, yes, yes. Okay, awesome. So good. So people are alive and well. Again, take notes, but there will be a replay being sent out. So if you miss anything, you can always go back and watch that. Or if you have questions, we can go back and answer those as well. At the end, I'm going to be doing a giveaway as well, so you guys can stick around for that. You're going to get a surprise at the end, so make sure you're there for that and you'll get information. So while I share who am I'd like you to share who you are. So just share who you are, so where you're from, how long you've been in the business. So if you want to drop that in the chat, love to see kind of a range of who's here, how long people in the business, and where you're from. So if you want to do that, and while you do that, I'm going to share who am I and why I'm here as well. So if you don't know, my name is Ryan Smith. I am a real estate agent myself. So I've been in the business for coming up to 18 years. In 2 months will be 18 years for me. So been around the block. I've been around the business in good, the bad, and the ugly. As a result of being in the business for so long, I created a coaching program a number of years ago around geographic farming, and I created the Launch Your Farm training program. So I do live training. I have coaching programs. I've got online courses as well. I hosted the Launch Your Farm podcast as well. So I did that for over 2 years. There's 100 and plus episodes in that. So if you ever want to go back and get some good tips and insights on that, you can go back and check that out. I am a speaker, trainer, and coach. And as I mentioned, I am also an agent myself. I still have my license. I don't really do much day to day. My fiance, Nikki, she does the day to day for us as far as real estate transactions. So I mainly focus on my coaching and training side of things. I also was a past productivity coach in my office, and I share that because I was helping other agents grow their business, and that's really what led me into doing the specific coaching around geographic farming, because I was helping other agents grow their businesses. I was seeing what was working. I was helping them apply strategies, and then realized that there's a lot more value in geographic farming and how I can do that. And then I also ran a successful farm with my previous business partner, and we launched our farm in September. I had no sales in the area, no experience in the area. I was new to the area and I'd moved to the area, and we launched our farm in September. We got our first listing in January. And over the next 15 months, we did 17 transactions in that farm out of nothing. And it was because I understood what worked, what didn't work, how to grow the business, how to do farming at a high level. So we're going to share some strategies today on how you guys can do that as well. So that's me. I also have my co-host, Ollie. He's the pug. Usually he's there on the couch or on the chair there. Yeah, there he is on the chair. So I would say he's the handsome one. He makes guest appearances. And obviously our host of the whole event is Agent Locator. So thank you to them as well for having this and putting this on, because they take a lot of time and effort to make sure you guys are getting awesome experiences and great training. So thank you to them as well. So that being said, my goal today is we're going to talk about video and farming and how do we combine those two things together and create something awesome for your business and for the community you serve. So we're going to dive into video first. We'll talk a bit about that, and then we'll talk about how that applies to farming, and then we'll share the strategies. So let's talk about video. Would you guys agree that video is the future? You can drop it in the chat. Let us know what you think. Do you think video is the future? Yes, 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 yes. Is the future. Now, it's also been the future for a long time. People have been saying that, again, for 18 years. People have been talking about how important video is. I truly believe that video is the future. However, I want to add a caveat to that is I think farming with video is the future. And when agents can understand how to farm geographically with video, that is where the real value is going to be. And we're going to share how to do that today. But the two, when you combine them, is when you get that superpower. It's when you really create something awesome. But we have to understand how to do both and how to do them both at a high level. So I want you to think about some of these stats and think about your own business and think about your own personal life and maybe your friends and family and see if any of these resonate with you or see if there's anything that pops up for you. So this first one is the average person watches 17 hours of online video per week. For some people, that might be shocking. For some people, it might be, that's it. For some people, might go, yeah, totally what I expected. A lot of people are watching video, and that number is only going up. Every year, that number keeps creeping up. More and more people are turning to video. 83% of consumers want to see more video content from brands. That is the language of the internet now. Instead of blogging and things like that, people are wanting to see more video, and that is the language that people speak. And if you don't have video, you are missing out. The numbers are not lying that people want more video content. I know for myself, if there's something there, I'm not going to sit and read a whole thing. I'll watch a quick video about it, and I'm happy to learn more about it by watching a video. So consumers want it. Social media posts with video engagement get twice the engagement of text-only posts. So if you are using social media in your business, but you're not using video, you are missing out huge. That's double the engagement, which is potentially double the chances of getting seen and getting more opportunity. So we need to make sure we are there and using it well. When video is added to a landing page, conversions can increase by up to 300%. So if you have a landing page, someone's signing up, I know AgentLocator does a great job at creating landing pages for their agents. Having video into that can absolutely increase the engagement. I know in my own business, the video makes a massive difference. So using video can increase the number of leads that you can get as well. 50% of marketers say short form video is their top investment trend coming up in the next year. So marketers who do this on a day-to-day basis know that and know that short form video is powerful. So if we're not doing it, again, we're missing an opportunity. Now, I want you to think about, is there anything that stands out to you there? Again, we don't have a microphone to jump on right now, but if you guys drop in the chat, is there anything that stands out in any of these statistics? Anything that, any ahas, anything that's like, I didn't realize that, or shocking to you? If it's not, that's okay. Just take it in and absorb it. All right. There's a lot that stands out to me. Now, I want you to think about a few different reasons why we can use video. I just shared 10 reasons why I think agents should be using video. There's more than this. These are just some of the things that I think is important. And the first one is that most agents still are not using video. I can tell you that with certainty. I've spoke all across North America, and I can tell you the vast majority of agents are not using video. And if they are, they're not doing it well, or they're not doing it consistent, or they're not doing it enough. So most agents are not doing it. So just wanting to stand out and create something powerful, you're going to be able to stand out from the competition because the competition isn't doing it very well or at all. The other thing is it builds parasocial trust. And if you don't know what that is, basically it's the connection with someone via video where you feel like you know someone. And this is why celebrities become famous and people get to know them and they feel like they know that person. They've never met them. All they've done is watch their videos. They've seen a movie. They connect, and that parasocial trust is what happens when you use video. People see your mannerisms, they hear your voice, they see your face, and it builds that trust. So when you use video, you're already building in a trust factor. So when a potential client does meet with you, there's a lot more trust up front, and people get to know who you really are. The nice thing now with video is it's very inaccessible, or very inexpensive and very accessible. 15, 20 years ago, it was a lot more expensive to get a decent setup, to get a good camera, to get good lights, to get a good microphone, to get video editing software and all that stuff. It is literally free. If you have a cell phone, which if you're in real estate, you should have a cell phone, it is literally next to no money to get set up and start doing videos. Now, you can build a huge studio and do all kinds of stuff, but if you do video right, it doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. So that's huge. The other reason why I think video is so important is it's a one-to-many strategy. And anything that I do when I do marketing is how do I get in front of more people at once so I can leverage my time effectively. So when you use video, I can create one video. I can distribute that to my channels. I can send it to people. I can send it in emails, and I can use that video to reach multiple people. Just like here, I'm speaking to you guys. I'm not speaking one-on-one, but I'm speaking to many people, and I can reach a lot more audience quicker, much more efficiently. So using video can absolutely reach a broader audience and leverage your time as well. And the nice thing is, if you do videos well, it works while you sleep. So it creates that evergreen content. So you can create that video once, use it over and over and over again, and you can have it on your landing pages, have it on your marketing materials, have it on your website. So when people are scrolling around online, they find you, they can get to know you, and you don't have to be there having a live conversation with them. So that's important. It also builds community connections, and we'll talk about that later today and how we go through this and how you can connect with the community. It also humanizes your brand. And for a lot of people, they're not sure how to build a solid brand, and video can help you connect with your audience. And people can get to know that you're a real person. You're not some stuffy real estate agent with a suit and tie that no one wants to talk to. It allows you to connect and show your real personality and character if you choose to. It also helps fuel every other platform. So when you're doing video well and you embed it into your other platforms and you use it on social media and your emails and all this stuff, it now helps add more value and bring everything you're doing up. It also improves your visibility in SEO. So if you do it right, you can be seen more often, more purposefully, and get in front of more people. And it converts better than any other medium. Video is the king of the internet. So it is super important. So those are 10 reasons why I think you should be using video. Again, you may have your own reasons why you may not want to, and you may have some reasons why you would use it. But there are 6 reasons why I think agents don't use video, and these are very common, and you may relate to some of these. The first is agents will say they have a lack of time to do video. And the reality is, we'll talk about that in a minute, doesn't have to take much time at all. But some people say, I don't have time to do it. The other reason is fear. This is very, very common, and my opinion, the most common reason why people don't do video is because of fear. Some people will say it's a lack of experience. I'm not sure what to do. How do I do this? And I'm not sure what to do. So I don't have the experience using video, so I can't do it. The other one is fear. Again, you see it on there twice for a reason. Agents are afraid of doing video. People are afraid of doing video. People are terrified of speaking in front of people, and they're afraid of getting in front of a camera because it might make them look bad. The other reason is lack of knowledge. They may not sure what to say. What do I do? What do I talk about with these videos? And then lastly, fear. So again, fear is the number one reason that stops people from doing video. I talk to agents all the time, and they'll say, yes, I know I should be doing video. It is important. And then you say, why aren't you doing it? And sometimes the excuses come on, but the core root of it is usually fear. They're afraid of doing it. They're not sure what to do, and that fear creeps in. So hopefully today, we're going to help bust some of that and help you not be as afraid and come up with ideas on how you can do it. So the truth is that it doesn't have to be expensive to do video. It doesn't have to be high tech, and it doesn't have to be scary. And if you follow some of the things we teach you today, hopefully I can eliminate some of those things for you. And we'll show you how to solve some of those issues. Again, at the end of the day, the fear part, you're going to have to get over yourself and just get out there and do it. But I'm going to give you some easy ways to do video and some strategies that you can apply that will make it as simple, low tech, and as quick as possible. Now, that being said, we're going to talk about farming for a second, and then we'll jump into sharing the actual strategies today as well. So farming is something I am passionate about. That is what I do. That's what I teach. I eat, breathe, and sleep farming. So I want to ask you guys, because I have my own vision and I know what farming is to me, but what is the first word you think of when you hear geographic farming? So if you want to jump in the chat, just drop in there. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of farming? And there's no right or wrong answer. Specific area? Absolutely. Anybody else? Nurturing an area? Yep. Anybody else? Results over time needs investment. Okay, yep. Neighborhood marketing, community, yep, absolutely. Do a couple more. Anyone wants door knocking? Yep. Do one more. Anyone want to jump in? Walking on the street a lot. Okay, good. Size of the area. Okay, so grow vegetables. Perfect. So some people may not know what geographic farming is. So I'm going to share what it is if you don't know and how that relates to this business. And I'm going to talk about why farming is powerful and so impactful. So again, I've spoke to thousands of people, and there's all different views on what farming is, what it isn't, what's the right thing to do. There's different concepts of what people think are possible with farming. But when it comes to farming, I have a few different definitions and ideas around it. But first, it's important to understand what farming isn't. So that way we can really narrow down what is farming. Farming is not Geographic farming is not going out and planting vegetables like some people might think, but it does come from actual farming, where you go out, you plant your crops, you tend to your crops, you watch your crops grow, you reap your harvest, and you do it over and over again. We use that analogy because in this business, we go out and we plant our crops in our farm, we tend to that, we build relationships over time, we watch our relationships grow, we reap the harvest of that, and we repeat and do that over and over again. But my long-winded answer, if you want to give my long tech answer for what farming is this is geographic farming specifically, is strategically focusing your expertise, marketing, and prospecting efforts in one specific area, geographic area, sorry, to build a sustainable business and long-term relationships. The key three things here is a specific area, a sustainable business, and long-term relationships. And it starts with CPR. And if you've ever heard me talk and you've ever seen me doing my trainings, this is something that is weaved into everything I do. And it comes down to these three key things. It's relationships, and it's super important. CPR, it stands for community positioning and relationships, but the key is the relationship side of it. And we have to understand that the value of what we're doing, the value we bring, sorry, and everything we do leads to relationships. So we're focusing on our community, we're learning to position ourselves effectively, and we're building relationships. I'm not going to dive into the CPR too much today because I want to get through the strategies, but it comes down to relationships. So who here has either tried farming or is currently farming? If you want to say tried it or not tried it at all, has anyone done farming, tried it, or currently farming? Let us know what you think. So currently farming, okay, awesome. No farming yet, okay. No farming, nope. Yep, in the past, not properly. Yep. Anyone else? A couple more people trying it. Okay, good. Currently farming, never done. Okay, good. We got a good mix. This is good. And what I find that a lot of people, I would say the majority of people, either in the camp of they've never farmed or they've tried farming and they're not sure what to do. A lot of people who are farming may not be doing it well and they're not sure what to do, and that's okay too. But for most people, it's they've tried it, didn't have the success, they moved on. They thought it was a strategy. They try, see what happens, and it doesn't work, or they just never tried it at all. And that's okay because we're going to show you how to do it. But if you have a ton of different strategies and you've got a lot of ideas on what you could do, how do you narrow down on what to do? And this is why a lot of people don't start. They have ideas, they'd like to do farming, but they just don't know what to do in their farm. I'm going to show you what we call the scope method and how you can kind of use that as a filter to decide what would be effective and what might be missing in your farm. So what this scope method is a number of different strategies that you should apply across the board to make sure you're reaching the most amount of people and have the most intention with what you're doing. So scope stands for self-promotion, community, online and offline, prospecting, and education. And in order to reach the most people, have the most success, and have the most chances of really thriving on it, we have to make sure that each one of these elements is layered into our business. Without these all layered in, we're probably not going to reach top success. If we are not having success in our farm, maybe we are currently farming and we're not getting the results we want. If we look through this, we might find out that we're missing one of these elements or piece here, and we need to go back and rebuild it. Or you just don't know what to do. This is a good way to go, okay, make sure I have a balance in it. So I'm going to go through each of these, and I'm going to talk about each one of these elements, and then I'm going to share 3 different strategies for video that we can do to help with each one of these elements. Does that make sense? All right. So let's start with self-promotion. This is what I consider traditional farming. This is where most people, when they think of farming, this is what they think of. It's getting my name out there to as many people as possible, and I'm self-promoting myself. And the great thing is this can still work, but it doesn't work like it used to. And for a lot of people, they struggle with what do I actually do? How do I promote myself? How do I not come across as cheesy? Or how do I make sure that people know that I'm actually legit and they don't want to just kind of just sit and promote themselves? The downside is this is how most farming has been done in the past, and most people tune out to this. And it doesn't really work as well as it used to. And I've coached agents who've been in the business 30 to 40 years, and they'll say the things that worked 5, 10 years ago just aren't working today. And the concept of just promoting yourself is kind of winding down, and people don't resonate as well. This is why we need to have all the other strategies in place. Now, the good thing with self-promotion is it can be good for brand recognition, but doesn't mean you're always top of mind or top choice. Just because someone knows who you are doesn't mean that people are going to work with you. This is why we have to have all the other pieces in place. The other thing with self-promotion is it can be very expensive to reach large audiences, especially in the traditional sense of just mailing out a bunch of postcards and hoping someone remembers you. So we have to make sure that we're doing it effectively and efficiently. And just self-promotion definitely takes a lot longer to build trust because people just don't know who you are, or they're just going, okay, this person's just promoting themselves. I don't care about this person. I don't really know who they are. And that's why these old school strategies don't work as well. Also, it's less engaging for younger audiences. If you look at the trends of what's working with marketing, what's working online, what's working with reaching the younger demographics, they tend to tune out the self-promotion because it just doesn't work like it used to. So I'm going to share how we can use video, though, to do self-promotion in unique ways and create something that's valuable and memorable and help add more into our business overall. So the first thing is to tell your story on video. Now, a lot of people will say, okay, sure, I get it, but most people's video, if they do video in this business, is usually about their listings. It's a video of the listing itself. And the reality is that can be fine, but most people aren't looking for real estate at any given time. They don't care about your new listing at 123 Main Street. They don't care that it's got 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, especially if they're not buying, especially if they don't have it in that budget. So when all your video is just listings, you're not getting your story out there. So what I would recommend is share who you are and be real. Get out and do some videos, and it can just be you and your phone just talking. Share who you are, why you love the community, and what makes you different. And you can do these in small little snippets and just do some interesting information about yourself. Now, I'm sure there's some people on there going, I don't want to talk about myself. I don't want to do that. But the truth is, if we want to build trust and build connections quickly, this is one of the easiest things to do. You could literally sit there in your car on your way to an appointment and say, hey, it's Ryan. I just want to tell you about this was what happened, or why did I move to this neighborhood, or why am I focusing on this area, and let people see you. Now, we're going to mix in other videos and other marketing and other strategies in here, so that's not going to be your only source of video. But if you're not doing this and you're not building that connection with people, you're missing out on a huge opportunity. So lean into your own story and share that. If you are an expert in something, share that message. If you are passionate about something in your community, share that. If there's something that makes your story unique, share that. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're missing out on that chance to connect. So think about how you can leverage your own voice and your own story and use that in video. The next one is, I share this in almost every single training that I do because I think this is one of the most important things you can do, and one of the best things you can do is interview local businesses. The nice thing with this is it's promoting you by promoting other people. And this is the self-promotion section. You might be going, why? How am I promoting myself? Well, the reality is if you go out and interview local businesses, you are going to promote yourself in multiple ways. And there's a number of benefits as to why you should do this. I'm going to share the 4 main ones and why this is important. When you interview local businesses, you, for starters, are creating content that you can now share with your audience. That alone is worth it. So if you just go out and do these local business interviews and you share that with your audience, you now have stuff that you can share that creates some value for the people in your database, in your community, and that is worth it. But the next part is you're building connections and relationships with the businesses that you are interviewing. I've shared the story before. We did an interview with our insurance broker. We changed insurance companies 2 years ago, and we live in a Century home, and our insurance company that we had previously, the prices just skyrocketed and they were trying to get out of Century Homes. We switched to a new company. We met with the insurance broker. He's awesome. We did an interview with him, and he is referred us deals. He is buying a home with us currently. His budget has come down a bit originally because the market shifted, but he's buying up to $1 million. We're down in Fort Erie. That's a huge budget for down here. So that may not sound like a lot to Toronto people, but he's now buying a home with us. And that came from a local business interview. So that alone is worth it. Just doing that and building the connections if you were just to get out there and connect with local businesses. But the real magic happens in the next 2. The other benefit as to why this is so impactful is you're going to get in front of their audience. So if you have a business and they have clients, they will be in business if they have clients. And if they don't, they probably won't be in business. But they have friends, they have family, they have clients, they have an audience that now, if you do this business interview with them, you're going to ask them to share it with their audience. Now you're going to get in front of a lot more people very quickly and reach a much broader audience. And the fourth benefit is when they do that, you get seen as the expert, you get seen as the professional, and you leverage their connections with their relationships, and you now get brought into it. When I was single, I used to always talk about the best way to get introduced to another person is to have someone else introduce you. When you are being introduced by someone else, there's already more trust. So when you do a local business interview and they're sharing it with their audience, they're saying, hey, Ryan had me on their interview. Hey, check out this video. There's already built-in trust. And if you look at Joe Rogan, Oprah Winfrey, Larry King, they're experts at having experts on, and that helps build their trust and credibility because they're bringing other people on. And that leverages their trust factor as well. And vice versa, when you interview a local business and you share it with your audience, there's trust being passed on to your audience through you saying, hey, this is Joe Blow. He's got this business. He's awesome. Now they're going to trust that business as well. So this is something that's very simple, very easy to do. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You can literally do it with your cell phone. You can do it on Zoom. Go out there, ask a few questions. So the who, what, where, when, why, and how. So who is it? What do you do? Where do people find out about you? and you can do some very simple videos, 1 to 2 minute videos, and keep them simple and use that to be creating more reach in your community as well. This is powerful. If you do anything, if you just do this, I promise you're going to have much broader reach and get a lot more out of it. The next one is to create a welcome video. What I would do is create a short video welcoming people to the community for any potential new buyers. So you can do a one-time video, pre-record it, have it ready, and say, here, welcome to this area. Here's some things you should know about. So you can talk about you and your connection to the area, some of the local essentials like the utilities, garbage, things like that, some hidden gems that people should know about, the community tone, so what makes it special, and invite them to reach out if they want any local recommendations. If you create a very simple video using this framework, leverage that when you meet with a new lead next time they're like, hey, we're thinking about moving to the area. Hey, just here's a quick video I shot. Just kind of gets you introduce you to the community and give you a little bit of information. That's going to help establish you as that trusted person and really create more value. And you do it once and it's done. And it doesn't have to take much. So there's some questions here. Yeah, they are sending out a replay. So I'll go through the questions at the end too. So we'll go through that, make sure we get those answered. So create a video like this. Again, it doesn't have to do much. Sit on your couch, sit in your car, sit in your office, record. Very, very simple framework, and this is going to be something powerful. So next one is community. We talked about self-promotion. Now we're talking about community. This is where there's a huge opportunity, is to be community focused. And when you are community focused, it reaches a much broader audience than just self-promotion. And you can leverage events, things that are going on in the community, connections, organizations in the community. And you can help establish yourself as that community expert in a much different way than just talking about real estate and talking about how great you are. So when you do community, which I call social farming, you are building relationships past the transaction. You're doing it, you're not just saying like, hey, I'm a real estate agent, I'm awesome. You're saying, I care about the community. I live in this community. I serve this community. I'm a member of this community. I'm involved, and people will connect with you. And it also allows you to put a lot more personal creativity on it. I find for a lot of agents, they get stuck in this box of real estate and think that they have to talk about just real estate all the time. And if they stop talking about real estate, people are going to tune out. The truth is, most people care that you care about the community more than they care about the next transaction or some boring stat about real estate. So if you're doing this well, you can reach a lot of people. You can do it in a very inexpensive way, but it can also cost a lot of money too, depending on how you do it. It can also be time consuming. If you're just volunteering at every organization, it can take up a lot of time. But if you do it right, you can really clean up, if you will, and it turns into a lot of transactions. But you need to have consistent effort. So you can't just go to one community event or be involved in one thing, ride that for a year and hope everyone wants to do business with you. So if you're going to be community focused, which I'm a big believer in, then you need to make that part of your DNA in this business and really build something solid. So I'm going to share 3 ways you can use video to really amplify what you're doing in the community. The first thing I would do is things to do in the area. So if anyone knows, if you've heard me speak before, when I got started years ago, I started a blog called 52 Things to Do in Durham Region. I had moved to Durham. I didn't know anyone. I was dating someone at the time, and I knew her, and that's it. And I was looking for ideas on what to do for dates. I went online, couldn't find anything to do in one place. There was kind of scattered things, and I created a blog. At the time, back then, that was years ago, I had 3,600 followers in my database as a result of this. I was involved in all these different organizations. I got connected with all these local businesses and events that were coming up, and it really took off. So if I was doing this today, I would be doing this via video. Back then, it was a blog. I would be doing video. So I would be highlighting what are the things to do in your community. And if you are involved in any online groups like Facebook groups and things like that, people are always asking, what should I do? What can I do here? Is there anyone that has this? Does anyone have any yoga coming up? Is there anything going on for farmers markets? Create video content around things to do in the community. Now that establishes you as that community ambassador, that trusted person that people are going to connect with. And you can now leverage that when people are asking questions, or if you get new people moving to the area, say, here's some things to do in the area. Here's some, if you like yoga, here's the best yoga places. By leveraging things to do in the community, again, you establish yourself as that expert. Next thing I would do is create a life in your community series. So taking it a step further past just things to do is highlight really the story of your community. So, what is it like to live in this area? People want to know what's going on in this community. What is it like to live here? The good, the bad, the ugly, the best parts about it, the worst parts about it, things that people are going to want to know about. And you can do this in different categories like local lifestyle and culture. So, people want to know what's going on. If it is an outdoors area, what other things are going on that people can do outdoors? Is there restaurant scene? Is it nightlife? Is there businesses that people should be talking about? Do that. You can do historic or hidden gems. You can share some of those things that people may not know about. Maybe you like to go out and eat and highlight some of these local eating spots that people would want to know about. Share that and or share some history. If you live in an older area, maybe it's some historical context you can share with people. Go down to your local resources at the libraries or the museums and get some history around your community and share that as well. Again, small business spotlights. We talked about that. You don't have to interview them if you don't want to. You could just spotlight them and say, hey, here's a local business that we love. Here's why we love them, and talk about the business if you don't want to do an interview. Or you could do why people want to move here. What do people like about the area? And use this as an ongoing series. And you can rotate through these different ones. You could do one of these types of series or branch out and create your own. But the key here is to really highlight the community itself, not just the houses. Yes, we're going to do that. Yes, we want to talk about real estate. But when you become that ambassador and you become that expert in the area, people are going to turn to you and you're going to be much more trusted. The other thing you can do is a community video or photo scavenger hunt. I've shared this on some of my trainings before. When I was growing up in my youth group, we used to do this, and we do a photo scavenger hunt where they give you a list of 10 things, and there's kind of like cryptic or hidden things where it's like you have to go take a picture of you guys standing in front of a statue or something that has a bridge or something with the tallest building in the area, and you drive around town and you take pictures of it and you come back, and the first team that comes back and has all this done wins. Well, you could do a community scavenger hunt for your community, and you could do a video one where they go out and have to do a video or a photo of these landmarks or things that are going on, and you can have a contest, and you could partner with those local businesses who have already been building relationships with you and had connections with you, and have them sponsor some prizes and things like that. You can get some teams to get put together, and then what you can do is highlight those things that we've just been talking about: the businesses, the parks, the schools, the things to do in the area, the landmarks, and make those part of your list of things for people to go out and do. This is super fun, little to no money to run, and it ties you back to the community and connects you with it. So if you have local businesses and they've got something unique about their business that people would know about, you can make them one of the stops. So now you can say, hey, we're going to make you one of the stops. They're sponsored by them, and we're going to make you one of the stops. So people have to come in, take a picture or take a video, and then share it on social media. And now you're going to get much more exposure that way as well. So this is very powerful and can be very effective. And again, it doesn't have to take much time or energy to do it. So now you're getting them to use their video instead of you having to create it. And now you've got that content that you can share as well. Next one is online and offline. So we talked about self-promotion. We talked about community. Now we have online and offline. This is what I call integrated farming. It's when you learn to combine online and offline strategies and leverage your reach online and offline. Some people are great at one, but not the other. When we connect those two together and learn to kind of interweave it, we get much more effective reach, and we're able to do a lot more with our community or with our marketing because we're able to reach people in different ways. If you are only doing postcards, you may have one person who checks the mail and then they throw it in the recycling bin, and then no one in that house even knows anything about you. If you are just doing online and someone else isn't really online, you're missing out on people. So we want to make sure that we're being seen in multiple places and at multiple times. So that helps ingrain that trust factor, and people are going to know who we are as well. So when you do this, you can reach more people. You can increase your visibility. You can increase the amount of touch points, and it doesn't have to cost a lot of money or take a lot of time to do it. But if you do it well, it doesn't have to do it. But some people may blow a lot of money and blow a lot of time trying to get the results. So we have to make sure that we're doing it effectively. If we're doing it right, we can balance out our costs and make sure we're reaching people efficiently and cost effectively. But it does take a lot of time and careful planning to do it well. So you don't want to just haphazardly throw stuff out there and hope something works. You want to be a little more strategic with it. And if you don't do it well, it may feel impersonal. So you have to make sure that the strategies that we're doing are personalized and built for the community, which is why farming is so effective. So So how do you do that? One of the things you can do is get to know your vendors. So I would do a video series around the vendors that you work with. We talked about businesses, doing local businesses, but what I would do is a different type of video for the vendors that I work with. Your lawyers, your movers, your stagers, your home inspectors, all of the people that are around our service industry, around our industry. Do an interview with them, highlighting what they do, who they are, how they help your clients, what they're offering, what makes them unique, and use these videos to now build more trust. It does a couple things as well. Like we talked about with the local business interviews, is you're now having that content that you can share with your audience, which is powerful. You're also establishing more trust with those vendors as well. So now they might be more likely to refer you as well. But the real magic happens is when you have those videos, now you can use those videos when people are asking for people. So if you're in any Facebook groups or anything like that, someone says like, hey, does anyone know a moving company? Does anyone know a local lawyer? And does anyone know a blank, fill in the blank? Imagine if you shared a video and say, hey, here's a quick video I shot with Joe Blow, my home inspector. He's fantastic. And now you're sharing that video with them. That does a bunch of things. That helps that person specifically that's asking for that help. It helps you stand out rather than someone just saying, hey, use so and they just drop a name in. You've taken the time to create this video. You've shared it with them. Now you're increasing their potential business. They may not work with you. Odds are, if they're already asking for something like that, they probably aren't working with you. But now they may get the business. So your staging company might get the business. The photographer might get more business, and that's going to help them as well. But the real powerful part is when you share that with the community, they all see that. They see that you're professional. They see that you're the connector. They see that you've got people that are trusted, and they can watch that video and go, "Oh, I know that they really care about this community and the people they serve." So it allows you to promote them and reach people online and offline. So you can use this to advertise in your online marketing and your offline. It's taking that relationship from offline, bringing it online, and then now you can share it with people in different ways. And this is something that is super powerful. Again, you could set up one day of recording and just line them up back to back to back to back and bring your partners in, or you can have them at their locations depending on what they do and use these. Once you've created them, you can use them over and over and over again. And this is extremely powerful. The other thing you can do is a why I love contest. And this is again a reverse one like the scavenger hunt where you're going to get the community to create the video content for you rather than you create the content yourself. So if you are afraid of being on camera, this is a great opportunity to leverage the community's video rather than you create it yourself. So what I would do is I would host a contest and put it out to the community. I would say this once you already have some relationships. This wouldn't be the first thing I would do if I was getting started farming because you may not have the audience to do that. But what I would do is go out there and say, hey, we're putting together a fun contest. Do a 1 minute video or 2 minute video. I'd say 1 minute video about why you love this area, this neighborhood, this community, this town. And we're going to have a contest, and the winner is going to win some prizes. And those prizes come from those businesses that we've been building relationships with them. And now you can get some donations from them. And you can now use this as a way to promote the community as a whole. You can promote those local businesses. And what happens is they create the videos. They're creating hey, my name's so and so. I love this community because blank, 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 blank. What happens is now you're going to be learning more about the community. They're establishing what they love about it. And now you can use those videos in your marketing and you can say, hey, part of this when you sign up and you register for it is we get to use those videos in our marketing. We put them on our social media. Now you've got what we call user generated content that you can repackage, reuse, share that with people. And what happens is they're sharing their good feelings about the community and they're tying it to you. So like we talked about the parasocial connection, what happens is when they share their connection and what they love about it, and they make that connection to you, they make that mental connection of Ryan loves his community, Ryan serves his community, he cares about what's going on in the community, and you can use those videos over and over and over again. You can do this contest every year, run it again every year, and just get new people to sign up for it. And the great thing with this is now you can use this and be part of the thing you can do is have them share it on social media. So now they're sharing it, say, hey, I'm entered into this contest. Here's my video about why I love Fort Erie. And now they can reach more people as well. This is very powerful. And it doesn't have to take any time for you to make any video because they're the ones doing it. You just have to promote it and line it all up. So extremely important. The other thing you can do is do community video ads where you become the ambassador online. So what I would be doing is you can create some videos like we talked about, some the things you love about the community, things that are happening in the community. And you can run paid ads to showcase that you are that expert. You are the ambassador to the community. And you can use those videos over and over again. So when people think about that neighborhood or that area or that part of town, people know that you are that ambassador. Again, when people see you as an ambassador versus a real estate agent, it changes people's perspectives. So you can leverage some of these videos we've already taken. You can cut them up or you can use them as is, and you can start running paid ads to get in front of people and do that consistently. And it's going to build trust over time and really reap a lot of benefits up front and long term as well. Next one is prospecting. So we have self promotion, community, online, offline, and now we have prospecting. This is the one, if agents don't do lead generation or don't do self promotion in their farm, they tend to lean into prospecting. And the nice thing with prospecting, when done right, it can be very affordable. So it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You can go out and prospect with no money, no time, or with no resources available, just your time. But the problem with this is it's very time consuming. It's harder to sustain long term. It's hard to do that consistently over time. But if you do it right, you can target warmer leads. You can integrate it with your other strategies, which is what we like to do. Is we layer it in as another form of what we do, or we connect it with some of the other things that we're doing, and it allows us to create more value. And I'll share in a second how we can do that with video. The problem is though, like I said, you can burn out and you're always looking for your next lead. So it wouldn't be my only source of trying to get business. If you layer it with the other ones, it enhances everything. So I'm going to share 3 video strategies that you can do to increase your effectiveness. So you guys are using AgentLocator. They have a Let's Have a Digital Coffee website landing page on there. I would be leveraging this. This is nice because video doesn't have to be pre-recorded content that you use. Video can be just like this. It's live. So if you have this page, what you do, if you're I'm assuming most of you are actually active clients with AgentLocator, you have resources like this where you can set up a time to have a digital coffee with someone and meet someone face to face. Think about this business as relationships, and it's all about face to face, and it doesn't have to be in person. So you can have that online coffee, have your meeting, and set that up as a way to connect with people. And that becomes your prospecting, that becomes your lead conversion. Nikki is phenomenal with that. She does most of her meetings online. We live in Fort Erie. Our main office is not in Fort Erie, so our day-to-day office where we meet clients is not here. So we do a lot of online or coffee shops, and she has a ton of Zoom meetings that she'll meet with people, connect with people. We get a lot of people moving from out of town, moving here, so she'll meet with someone. They're maybe in Toronto coming down this way, and she'll have that connection with them. So think about how you can leverage video to prospect and connect with people that isn't just pre-recorded videos and promoting yourself. This is very important. And if you have the resource, leverage this because this one works well. Next thing I would do is a neighborhood needs and wants. So if you have clients looking for specific things, or if you've got sellers coming up and you want to let people know about it, obviously you have to be careful because of the rules, especially in Canada or Ontario specifically, on pre-marketing things, but we can promote things without giving addresses information, and you can let people know, hey, we've got things coming up. We've got a 3-bedroom home in this neighborhood, or we've got buyers looking for something in this neighborhood. We recently just did a mailer, it wasn't video, but we did a mailer to a condo building specifically. We had a buyer looking in that building, and Nikki sent out a mailer. Out of 50, I think it was 58 homes she mailed it to, we had 3 people reply saying, hey, we're thinking about selling our home. 2 of them had real estate agents. 1 said they're not sure. And now we got those connections as well. We look like a rock star to our clients. The buyer was super happy that we did that. It cost less than $50. Well, it was a little more. It's just over $50 with the stamps, and it didn't take much time, and it was impactful. So think about how you can use video for this. So again, if you are building a long-term strategy in your business, if you're building a long-term pipeline, if you are not leveraging this channel or this approach, you are missing out. I would be ongoing, regularly doing videos of, hey, we've got new buyers looking. This week, we've got a buyer looking for X, Y, and Z. If you know anyone, please keep us in the loop. Hey, we've got a new listing coming up. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms in the neighborhood. You can't give the address or the price, but you're just saying, hey, we've got this coming up. Keep an eye open for it. We're going to be promoting it. If you know anyone who might be thinking about making a move or wants to buy something in this area, please reach out. You're able to promote yourself by promoting what's happening with your clients. And if you do this well, you can use it in so many different ways. You can use it on social media. You can use it in your email newsletter. You can use it in community groups like we talked about, or connecting with other agents. So this is very powerful, and it's a really nice layer that can really build off of all the other things we're doing and help establish you as that expert. Next one is a virtual open house. During COVID, this really took off. A lot of people are doing virtual open houses, but since then, people have dropped off from doing it. And I think there's still a huge opportunity for us to do this. So if you were doing a virtual open house, obviously we want people to walk into the door, but not everyone's going to. And most people who walk through the door probably aren't that serious. But what if you did a question and answer before or at the end of your virtual open house or at your open house? You could be at the open house and be like, hey, going live at 3 o'clock. I'm going to do a live Q&A. If anyone has questions or wants to chat about real estate, I'm going to be jumping on live after we're done. Feel free to join me. Now you can go live on Facebook Live or YouTube Live, whatever, and record a live Q&A. If you did that regularly and you promoted that, now people can tune in. They may not be able to make it to your open house, but it helps establish you as that connection. You could do beforehand and say, hey, we're going to do a live walkthrough of the video or the open house. You can tell your clients, hey, we're going to do a live walkthrough. Think of it as a pre-open house for my online audience. And we're going to do a quick walkthrough. And you can just say, hey, I'm here at 123 Main Street. I'm going to take you through a quick tour before we go live with our open house to the public. I want to take you guys through it first. And you go through and say, hey, here's the bedroom, bathroom, blah, 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 blah. And now you can use that live content. The thing you can do is do a giveaway to increase potential attendance. Obviously, if people are there just for the prize, they may not be as interested. But if that helps get more eyeballs on it and more people seeing it, it's going to help increase your reach as well long term. You can also use a landing page with property area details. So you could create that video, use it at the open house, get them to sign up and say, hey, if you want a replay to this, or if you want to get more information, you can go to my landing page at 123mainstreet.com and you can get more details that way as well. You can run targeted ads ahead of time. Say, hey, we're going to be doing a live open house. If you can't make it, it's at 123 Main Street. If you can't make it, I'm going to be doing a video walkthrough at the end and I'll answer any questions you have, and you can run paid ads to that. Or you could do a short neighborhood intro video. So the open house itself might be fine, but what if you did a quick video around the neighborhood and be like, hey, I'm just in the neighborhood. I'm getting ready for the open house. I'm just at this coffee shop around the corner. If you look, the beach is just right down here. There's a shopping mall over here, blah, blah, blah. Stop by our open house at 123 Main Street and come check it out. If you did this for all of your open houses and did this consistently, you will stand out. You will create a ton of value and you'll have a much stronger reach online, and it will absolutely increase your overall reach and your trust factor. So this is something that just takes a little bit of time up front, but it doesn't have to cost you anything and it doesn't have to take that much effort to do it. And it will make a world of a difference. All right, lastly, we have education. And this is the part where most agents miss the opportunity. And with video, this is one of the strongest and best opportunities. With education, or what I call information farming, it helps you enhance all the other things you're doing because you're adding an educational layer. So you're bringing value to people and they see that you're a trusted person and you're not just there trying to sell them something. The nice thing with education is you can do this cheaply, very efficiently, and you can do consistent things with this and do well and really create value long term. The key though is you must offer real value. Offering a free home evaluation or offering someone to chat with you about real estate is not high value for them. And the key with this, though, is if you're going to do this regularly, you have to have consistency and you have to do this on a regular basis to bring as much consistent value as possible. And then if you want to get the best results is segment your audience. So if you have a database, if you have an email list, being able to send the right information to the right people is more important than blasting things. Imagine if you had a first-time buyer and you created a video about 3 things you should know about selling your retirement home or selling your home before going to retirement. It's not going to hit. So you have to be able to know who you're sending what information to so you're reaching the right audience and getting the biggest return. So I'm going to share 3 ways you can do video on how we do that. One of the things you could do, this is thinking outside the box a little bit, is make your clients the stars and do your own kind of HGTV with your clients and share those videos with your audience. A lot of times we think about ourselves and talking about how we want to promote ourselves, but document your client's journey. Maybe they're buying a home and it's the first time home buyer. You can get a simple waiver written up and say, hey, we'd love to just record your journey. We'll ask you some questions and we're going to share that with our audience. Obviously, this is going to take the right type of client to do this. Not everyone's going to want to do this, but if you have a client who would love to do that, now you can document that. Take those videos, chop them up, use little clips, and you can say, hey, here's following my clients, Jane and John Doe. They're fantastic. Look, they're putting in their first offer. Here's something they shared. You can use those videos to, again, help establish credibility for yourself and create your own mini HGTV. People love to watch people buying and selling homes. There's literally countless shows about people buying and selling homes. So you can recreate that on a smaller scale for your own database and for your own audience by documenting your clients' journeys. And if they're willing to do that, great. If they're not, that's okay too. So you don't have to put in your contract that everybody that comes through has to be a TV show guest on your thing. But if there's unique circumstances or if there's unique people, and also if you start to do this regularly, there's going to be people that want to work with you just because you do that. And they may go, that's awesome. I would love to kind of record my journey. Now imagine if you did that and you wrapped it all up and you created a nice video for your buyer or seller, and you shared that video as a gift to them. And here's a 3-minute video, 4-minute video of just some of the highlights of their journey through buying and selling a home with you. Do you think that would create trust and build some goodwill to them if they have this awesome video of them going through that process, the highs and lows of it? And now they've got this little memento that they can keep with them. That creates strong value. So just think about how you can document your client's journey instead of just talking about your own. The other one is to be the voice of your community. So share local news, events, and updates. Tom Stories, a friend of mine, I spoke with him at a conference a couple months ago, and this is one of the things he does is he'll share local events, what's happening in the news, what's happening in the community that people should know about. Become that voice for your community. A lot of times we think about news anchors being these people that they know everything and they share. Be that voice, pretend you're a news anchor, share what's going on, share what's happening in your community, and use video to do that. So if there are things that people should know about, maybe there's new rule changes, maybe there's a new park that's opening, maybe there's some things that just happen in the community that people want to know about that are important. Use your video to help the community and bring value to the community. I'm not saying to be a gossip columnist. I'm saying to bring something that's valuable and people should know about. And if you do this well, this can really add a ton of value for you and them as well. And then lastly, share your community story. So every neighborhood has a past, so you can bring it to life with short, engaging historical videos. If you live in a historical area, there's older neighborhoods with history that are rich in history, highlight that. The good, the bad, the ugly, and just say, this building was built 400 years ago. This was built 10 years ago. This was built 50 years ago. Here's information. This store has been 5 different things. Who remembers this store being this business? When you do that, again, it connects with people, it creates goodwill, it shows that you're that expert and ambassador for the community, and allows you to really connect past just a transaction. And you can do fun videos with this. There's a gentleman I follow, he's restoring an old building. I don't even know the guy. I've watched his videos for the last 6 months. It's in Maryland, and I'm following his journey. He's restoring this old building, and I just love it because I'm watching him rip out the flooring and doing this and finding surprises behind the wall, and it's just engaging. And I feel like I know this guy. So if you can do that with your community, it allows you to create connections well past the transaction itself. So I gave you 15 strategies today. I'm not telling you to do all of them. I'm not telling you to do any of them. Pick one. If you're going to do it, and it doesn't have to be mine, but pick a strategy. If you haven't done video before, pick a strategy and apply it. If you do that, do it well, get good at it, get comfortable with it. As you do that, layer on another strategy. Try something else. Figure out what might be good, what not be good, and you can add on that. As you do this, I want you to think about farming itself. We talked about at the beginning all the different ways or what people think about farming is. I hopefully have changed your perspective on farming specifically and video as well, but think about what you can do differently. Think about how you can see your farm differently. Think about how you can see the results differently and really layer in what you can do to make a difference. And if you aren't farming, remember you said you weren't farming, why aren't you farming? What's stopping you? Is it the resources? Is it the time? Is it the money? Or is it fear? I just gave you 15 things you can do in your farm right now. You don't have to have a big budget to do most of these things. You can use video to get out there and get started. So if you aren't farming, why aren't you farming? If you aren't, what's stopping you? Figure out what that is. Is there something that's a roadblock for you? Is there something that's just that fear? Is it just the resources? Is it the time? Is it the energy? Figure out what it is and get in front of that. And then go do something. Get out there and take action on something. So I'm going to share a couple of things we can do to give you some extra help, and then we'll answer some questions. So first thing is we have a program I launched called the Local Expert Launch. It is my signature launch program. It's a 30-day program designed to help you choose your farm, build your marketing message around it, get the right voice, and start to build a marketing plan around your farm. It's very affordable. It's $300. I'm giving you guys $100 off the course today. It's the small modules that you can break down over 30 days. You can take as long as you want or as little as you want. Once you sign up for it, it's yours. You can go through it. This is our number one thing to get you started. Everyone who goes through this program loves it because I break it down step by step, exactly what to do, how to choose the farm, the exact numbers. We have a farm form calculator we go through to really understand what's happening in your farm. If anyone does anything, if you are on the fence about farming, this is something I think everyone should do. So if you go to localexpertlaunch.com, you can use the code AL100. That expires tomorrow at midnight. So don't skip this. I promise you, this is something you want to, if you're thinking about farming, it'll be $200. It's one of the best things you can do to get yourself launched and get yourself up and running. Other than that, if that's not up your alley, if you want to try something else, we have our Facebook group, the Expert Agent. You can go to Facebook/groups/the Expert Agent. I'm not as active on here as I'd like to be, but we have a lot of tips, tricks, strategies, people asking questions in there. So I think we just broke 1,000 members in the group, so there's a lot of good information there as well. Love for you to check that out and connect with me as well. Other than that, I will open it up for some questions. I think we got a few in there now. So that's the session itself. But does anyone have questions? Let me go through and go back. Someone asked about door knocking counts. Absolutely. Can you share business interview? Yep, I can send one. I can send that over in just a minute. I want to go through the questions and we'll do that. Video, yeah. Okay, so that's the question. Yes, there is a recording being sent out. How do you present the video? I'm assuming you're talking about the videos themselves. I'd be posting it in all my social media channels, depending on the context of it, would be how I present it. So if it's specific to your farm, specific to your database, then I'd be sending it to there. But if you're just creating a pool of videos, I would be doing YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, x.com, any of the channels you can get on. Landing pages, I'd be putting it on, depending on what the context is. So, how are you targeting these videos to the farming area? Michael asked. That would be where you try to build your database. That's something I teach on how to build your database. So then you have control over that. So now you'd be emailing it to your database. If you have a followers on social media, you can be targeting them that way as well. So you want to target them ahead of time. That makes it easier, but you can target them through content and through the actual how you do your write-ups and descriptions. The nice thing with social media, if anyone follows Gary Vee, he talks about it used to be social media, but now it's more interest media where people are going to find information that's relevant to them. And the algorithms is less about your follower list. It's about the content that's in there. So they're serving up content to the people that it thinks or knows would be the best fit for you. So if you are creating hyper local content, it would be more apt to show that content to the right people. So instead of you trying to build up a list first, it will do that. Nikki does videos on a regular basis and she does really well. And most of the people that see our videos are not people in our database because it's hyper local. It's being seen by people in our community. So she'll get 600, 700, 800 views on a video, and a good chunk of those are not people that we even know. So that's one thing. Slide deck. I don't share my slides. Just I had someone steal my presentations and try to make it themselves. So I don't do that, but you can feel free to go back and watch the replay. You can go through and do that. Share examples. There's all kinds of videos. So there's all kinds of examples. So if you have a specific one, Navita, I can do that. Yeah, the recording is going to be out. What would you offer in 30 days plan? Not sure, Navita, what you mean by that. If you want to answer that, I can give you a better answer. What about if you want to farm in an area you don't live in? I don't live in any of the areas that I farm. I live in the town that I farm, but the neighborhood that I specifically farm in, I always say you don't need to live in the area that you farm at all. I wouldn't go farm an area an hour away. So you can just say, I love this neighborhood. I love the area and the community, and I'm giving back to them. So you don't have to live in it. I've never lived in the area that I farmed. I live close to, in proximity to. Um, Hopefully that answers. Patricia asked, do you use your phone? What kind of microphone? Good question. So we use our phone because the camera's good. And then I don't have it here. Nikki has it. We bought a Bluetooth thing on Amazon and it was like $30. And there's a little dongle thing that clips into your plug at the end. And there's two Bluetooth microphones and they just clip on. You charge them, same thing the way you charge your phone. They last for a long time. So you can have two people on an interview, and you could be 30 feet away or 3 feet away, and it's going to sound the exact same, which is awesome. So we just got a nice little lapel mic, super easy to use. They're awesome, very affordable, and they're awesome. Ashu asked how to connect with me. Connect with me on Facebook. You can connect with me online. Or you can go to launchyourfarm.com where it's all my information is there as well. You can email me. I'll drop my email in there as well. Launch Your Farm. It's info@launchyourfarm.com. Hopefully that helps. And then the Facebook page, my Facebook group is the local expert agent. So you can check that. Virtual copy, is that for leads that we generate online? Yeah, so that's you can use that to drive traffic too. So Agent Locator has that. The virtual copy page is set up. So we have it, we can use it. So you can use that. You can build your own too if you aren't using Agent Locator, but you should, because I'm a big fan of them. Been a client for a long time. 30-day launch plan interested. So if you go to the localexpertlaunch.com, you can see the 30 everything that's in there. You get everything that's part of it. So if you have any questions specifically about the program, reach out to me and I can answer that. Uh, Lots. All
Okay,
right. Yep.
Sorry, we have another question here in the Q&A section. So, how often would you send out printed mailouts and to condos and houses?
Sure. So I'm gonna go against the grain of what most people talk about with farming. I don't do monthly mailers regularly because I don't think the mailers themselves is going to be what gets you. It's that is another layer that you can add on. So we typically will do like 4 mailers a year and we kind of mix it up and then we'll do stuff around listings that we have, events that we've got coming up. So as far as like targeted just direct monthly mailers, we kind of do once per quarter. It's the other things that we're doing that layer in. So if we have a community event coming up, we're inviting people to the event. We're outdoor knocking, inviting people with our postcards that way. Or we're doing online social media. We're mailing our database and things like that. Our whole goal is to build our database and not just blanket target mail outs to people that don't know us. So we have about 1,300 people in our database from our farm that get our monthly mailers. Digitally, but we also have a hard copy that we're doing. So I'm not a big like just mail postcards every month because to me, you don't get the return. It takes a long, long, long time to get those results. But you should be doing something in your farm, absolute bare minimum once per month. So you can decide if that's postcards every month. But if your audience in your farm is not hearing from you or seeing you at least once a month, then you need to ramp that up. So hopefully that helps. Awesome. Anyone else
Another
have questions?
question? Yeah,
Um,
there is
hey,
another question in the chat. So is it a good idea to share customized information like buyer's package? Thomas is asking. I'm not sure like how this is related, like to whom and in which kind of form, like in the videos or in the mailers. Like what are you referring to, Thomas?
yeah.
And also, Ryan, since so many people asked about these example videos, maybe you can just send them out to me and
Yeah,
Vanessa in an email, and
sure.
we'll just like share the examples
Yep.
underneath the description, like video
Yep.
description,
Happy
but
to do that.
put it on YouTube. That's the easiest thing.
I will do
Thomas,
that. I'll do it. I have to take off after this, and I'll try to get it within by tomorrow. I'll get it sent out. I know you guys probably
yeah,
want to send out the replay, but I'll definitely get that to you so I can give you some examples on that for sure.
yeah, don't worry, we're gonna post this anyway on the social channels tomorrow,
Yep.
so that's
Happy to
fine.
do that.
Yeah.
So Michael's question about how do you getting the contact information door knocking? That's our whole thing. Like our whole farm. I really say my farm really is the database. The farm that we focus on is the channel that feeds into that. So we do a neighborhood report. That's one of our signature programs in the academy that we teach. It's a monthly newsletter that we send out every month that's customized and built for the community. And that's I coach agents on how to do that basically how I built all my farms. So our whole goal is to get them to put their hand up and get their name, their information. And we're always trying to get people into that. So it's not pushing our message out to people hoping they remember us. It's how do we get them to put their hand up? That is the core philosophy of what I believe in. It shouldn't be about just getting people to try to remember you. It's trying to get their information so you can connect with them, follow up with them, build a relationship with them. And there's a number of different ways you can do that. One of them that we do is our neighborhood report that we send out. That is our kind of our signature piece. There's other things you can layer on to do that, but that is the number one key to doing farming at a high level, in my opinion, is figuring out how do I get people to put their hand up? How do I get their name, their phone number, their email address, their address, their social media, so that I can now really connect with them and not just hope that they saw my postcard or hope that they saw a video ad that I did. So there's a lot of different ways you can do that, but yeah, you have to be intentional with that. Oh, so Thomas, I think what you're asking then, Thomas, is you're asking, are you sharing your packages publicly first before you meet with them? Is that what you're asking? Yes. Okay. I would do minimalized stuff. I wouldn't give away everything because not that I'm worried about competition because I know my competition's never going to do what we do, but you could do kind of like a light version or some details or information. I always like to meet with someone, and I'll use the example that I always use is if you give them everything without telling them what you're getting up front, then it's like going to a restaurant and they're saying, well, do you want to order the meal? It's $100 without telling them what it is. I like to meet with people, connect with them, and then say, hey, here's what we are, here's what we do, here's how we work, then ask for the order. So I don't like to give away all my information like that without getting something up front. So you could do it where they sign up for something and now they're getting you're getting their name and their phone number to get some more information. So you use that as a lead magnet. That's how I would position it, but I wouldn't give them my whole buyer's package or information right up front. That's what you use for the carrot to meet with them. So it's like, hey, we've got a bunch of resources, we've got a great guide that we've got these things. Let's sit down and grab a coffee, whether it's digital coffee or in person, and we can go through that and you can use that as a kind of a lead magnet for them. So hopefully that answers your question. Awesome. All right. Any other questions? Like this is I'm here to ask questions. Um, ask away.
I think that's it. And I
Okay.
think you pretty much covered everything we had in the chat. Anyway, you can reach Ryan through the email we sent a few times above. So info@launchyourfarm.com. He's very responsive, and I'm sure if you reach out to him with any questions, he's going to answer diligently. For me, I would like to wrap this up. I don't think we have any more questions open. So if you have any closing remarks, Ryan.
Sure. My closing is always is just go out and do it and take action. And I'm promising you that 99% of agents aren't doing farming or doing it at a high level. So if you've been afraid to do it, if you're not sure what to do, just get started and build on that. And consistency is the most critical part of all this. So get out there and start doing something, whether it's just doing a quick video, whether it's doing something, and then build off of that. You don't have to have it all figured out. It's taken me years to figure out farming at a high level, and I've coached tons and tons of agents, and it's those little things that matter. So if you're wanting to farm, if you want to learn how to build, if you want to speed up the process, we've got programs in place for that. So happy to reach out and connect. If you are farming at a high level and want to take it to the next level, reach out. I can connect with that way. If you're getting started, we can do that as well. So we've got a number of different things we can do. So always happy to connect, happy to share ideas and point people in the right direction. And other than that, I appreciate you guys being here and taking the time out of your day to do this. And again, as always, for Agent Locator for having these sessions are amazing, and hope you guys appreciate the work they put into these as well. So thank you for being here, and always a pleasure speaking with you guys.
Thanks, everyone. Have an awesome remainder of the day. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Bye.